Hello friends and dear students, I welcome you all to my channel. I hope you are all well and your studies are also going on well. This is part 7 video where I will be solving set 3 of 5 MCQ. These are conceptual problems on the topic of mean and its properties of ungrouped data from the chapter of measures of central tendency. So this video is part of the playlist CBSE Maths for class 9 following the textbook of author RD Sharma. If you find this video beneficial, then please like it, share it with your friends, and if you want to further support me, then please subscribe to my channel and do not forget to press the bell icon so that you will be notified by my future videos. So let's start part 7 video where I will be solving 5 MCQ conceptual problems on mean and properties of ungrouped data. Okay, so the first problem says that when 10 is subtracted from each of the given observations, the mean is reduced by 60%. Okay, if 5 is added to all the given observations, then the new mean is reduced or increased by what percent? Now we know that when an observation xi is changed by subtracting, let's say, some number, in this case 10 from the number. So when we know that when 10 is subtracted from each of the given observations, then the new mean will be a new mean. If the original mean was x bar, the new mean will be equal to x bar minus 10. Okay, that means, so the original mean was x bar and the new mean is x bar minus 10. In the problem it is saying that the mean is reduced by 60%. Now we can clearly see that the original mean was x bar and the new mean is x bar minus 10. So the original mean is reduced by 10. So we can clearly say that 10 by x bar, this multiplied by 100 by this much percent, the mean got reduced, because the original mean was x bar, the new mean is x bar minus 10. So we can say that the original mean was reduced by 10. So then definitely 10, what percentage is 10 of the original mean? 10 by x bar multiplied by 100. This is given as 60%. So this implies that 1000 by x is equal to 60 by 100. Sorry, not 60 by 100, but 1000 by x is equal to 60. This implies that x is equal to 100 by 100 by x bar is equal to 60. This means that x bar is equal to 100 by 60, which is equal to 5, 100 by not 60 but 100 by 6. This is equal to 50 by 3, which is equal to 16.67. Okay, now anyway, so the original mean we have found to be 50 by 3. Okay, now it is saying that if 5 is added to all the given observations, meaning given observations means the original observations, then the new mean is reduced or increased by what percent? Now clearly, if each of the original observations is increased by 5, this will imply that the new mean will now be equal to the original mean, which was x bar, plus 5. This means that the new mean will be definitely is increasing by 5. So now we have to find what percentage is 5 of the original mean, where original mean we have already found to be 50/3. So that percentage will be, the increase in mean is 5 divided by the original mean multiplied by 100. This much percentage in increase, this much by this much percentage the new mean will be increased. Now what is this percentage? This is 5 by x bar. X bar is 5, x bar is 50/3. Original x bar is 50/3 multiplied by 100. This is equal to 500 multiplied by 3 divided by 50. So this is 10. So this is 30%. So the new mean will be increased by 30%. So the correct choice is D. D is the correct choice. Okay, let's see the next problem. Question number 2. If the mean of the observations x1, x2 up to x20 is m, capital M, then the value of x1 minus m divided by 20 plus x2 minus m divided by 20 plus like this. Okay, since we are given that capital M is the mean of the observations x1 to x20, so we have x1 plus x2 like this up to x20. This divided by the total number of observations is 20. Okay, fine. Now we are asked to find the value of x1 minus m by 20. Clearly we can see that the original observation x1 has been changed to x1 minus m by 20. Also x2 has been changed. In this sum we can see that the observations are nothing but the original observations modified in a way that first m is subtracted and then it is whole divided by 20. So x1 is the new x1 is being modified such that to x1 minus m by 20. So x2 is being modified to x2 minus m by 20. This way we see x20 is being modified as x20 minus m by 20. Now what will be, we know the mean of these new observations, that is x1 minus m by 20 and then x2 minus m by 20 up to x20 minus m by 20. The mean of all these observations will be the mean of the original observations, which is given to be m minus m by 20. As I said that if which is equal to 0. So the the mean is 0. So if mean is 0, then definitely we know that mean is nothing but the sum of the observations divided by number of observations. So if mean is 0, definitely sum of observations is also 0. So the given sum, that is x1 minus m by 20 plus x2 minus m by 20 up to x20 minus m by 20, this sum will be 0 because their mean is equal to 0. So the correct choice is C. In the previous video I stated one property of mean, that if you have some observations x1 to xn, and let's say the ith of where each observations is being modified as, let's say we multiply some constant, non-zero constant a with xi, and then we add or subtract another constant b, and then we whole divide this by non-zero constant c, then the new mean, this will imply the new mean that is the mean of all these observations, new mean will be equal to A multiplied by the original mean plus minus B divided by C. If it is A xi, if the original observations xi is being modified as A xi plus B by C, then the new mean will be A x bar plus B by C. And if the original observation is being modified as xi is being modified to A xi minus B by C, then the new mean will be A x bar minus B by C. This concept you must be very clear. Okay. Let's see the next problem. Question number 3. Mean of the observations x1, x2 up to x10 is A. If each of the first 5 observations is increased by 10 and each of the next 5 observations is decreased by 10, then the new mean is B. What is the value of A minus B? So it is given that A is the mean of the observations x1 to x10. So we have A equals to x1 plus x2 like this plus x10. There are 10 observations, so divided by 10. Okay, so this implies that the summation of xi I from 1 to 10 is equal to 10A. Okay, now if each of the first 5 observations is increased by 10, so now the observations are x1 plus 10, x2 plus 10 up to we have the fifth observation is x5 plus 10, and from the sixth observations the remaining observations is decreased by 10. So we have x6 minus 10, x7 minus 10 up to x10 minus 10. What will be the mean of this if the mean of this observation is given to be B? This means that B is equal to x1 plus 10, x2 plus 10 like this up to x5 plus 10, and then we have x6 minus 10 plus x7 minus 10 plus up to x10 minus 10. The right hand side, after simplifying, if I collect all the observations, individual observations, I have x1 plus x2 up to x10, and then for the first 5 observations I have plus 10, 10, 10. So there will be 5 multiplied by 10, and for the remaining 5 observations I have minus 10, minus 10, minus 10. So it will be minus 5 into 10, which is equal to 50 minus 50. It will get cancelled out. So I will have this is equal to summation of xi ranging from 1 to 10. This is nothing but summation of xi I 1 to 10 I have already found to be 10A. So this is equal to 10A. I'm sorry, actually B will be this whole divided by 10, this whole divided by 10. So divided by 10, so I will have so this whole divided by 10. I have no space. Okay. So I am having, so B is equal to, I can see it is summation of xi I 1 to 10 divided by 10. Now summation of xi I 1 to 10 I have already found to be 10A. So this is 10A by 10, which is equal to A. So clearly this implies that B minus A will be equal to 0. A and B are same. So A minus B or B minus A is equal to 0. So the correct choice is D. D is the correct choice. Okay, let's see the next problem. The mean increases by 3 when 48 is added to the observations x1, x2 up to x9. Okay, what is the value of the new mean? What is the value of the new mean? Okay, the mean increases by 3 when 48 is added to the observations x1 to x9. Okay, so let's say the original mean is x bar. So x bar will be x1 plus x2 up to x9. So there are 9 observations divided by 9. Okay. Fine. Now it is saying that the mean increases by 3 when 48 is added to the observation this. So now if the mean is increases by 3, I have x bar plus 3 is equal to, now in the new observations I will have to add 48. So I have x1 plus x2 up to x9 plus 48. Since 48 has been added, now the number of observations becomes 10. This. Okay. Okay, from this I can say that x1 plus x2 up to x9 is equal to 9x bar, and from this I have now on the right hand side this is equal to x1 plus x2 up to x9 plus 48 divided by 10. x1 plus x2 up to x9 I have already found to be 9x bar. Sorry, 9x bar. So this is 9x bar plus 48 divided by 10. So, so I get a linear equation in x bar. The problem has asked what is the value of the new mean. So once I found x bar, the new mean will be definitely x bar plus 3, because x bar I have considered to be the original mean. Okay, so doing cross multiplication I have 10x bar plus 30 is equal to 9x bar plus 48. So the sorry, this implies x bar is equal to 48 minus 30, which is equal to 18. So this implies the new mean is equal to x bar plus 3, which is equal to 18 plus 3, which is equal to 21. So the new mean is 21. Hence the correct choice is B. B is the correct choice. Okay, now I might be solving the problems in a different way. You might be solving in a different way, but that is fine. But always remember that the fundamental concepts remains the same. That is, the arithmetic mean is equal to the sum of the observations divided by the total number of observations, and then all the properties of mean. Those fundamental concepts are the basic foundation based on which you will have to solve the problems. Let's see the next problem, the last problem. The mean of the observations x1, x2 up to xn is found to be A, but later it was discovered that by mistake value P was replaced with value Q in computing the mean. If the correct mean is B, then we have to select which choice is correct. That is, we have to select the correct relation between A, B, P, Q and N. It is given that the mean of the observations x1, x2 and xn is found to be A. So we have A is equal to x1 plus x2 up to xn. So these are x1, x2 up to xn means there are n number of observations divided by n. Okay, but later it was discovered that by mistake P was replaced with value Q in computing the mean. So A is the incorrect mean. A is the incorrect mean, where due to the fact that the original value of P was in computing the mean, the original value of P, that is the original observation P, was replaced with the incorrect observation Q. So how can I find the correct mean? So so this implies that x1 plus x2 up to xn is equal to n into a. But I know in these observations x1 x2 up to xn, there is some observation whose value is p, which is an incorrect observation. The correct observation was the correct observation was p, but it was replaced by q. So in this observation, that is x1 x2 xn, one value has to be q. Okay. One value has to be q. Okay. So then I can say that correct sum of observation, correct sum of observations has to be NA. NA is the sum of the observations where the value the value P was replaced by Q. So if I subtract from NA, if I subtract Q and then I add P minus Q plus P, this should be the correct this should be the sum of the correct observations. I hope you will agree to this. This is the fundamental concept. x1 x2 up to xn, in these observations one value is Q and one observation used is Q, which is incorrect. The correct observation was P. So and the sum of the incorrect sum of the observations is n into a, and from that incorrect sum of the observations, if I subtract Q and then I add P, then I will get the correct sum of observations. So this implies obviously correct mean, then correct mean should be equal to NA minus Q plus P divided by the total number of observations, which is n. This is given to be in the problem as B. So this implies, so I get a relation equation which is, if I do cross multiplication, I have NA minus Q plus P is equal to NB. If I bring the n term, all the n terms to the left hand side and all the other terms to the right hand side, I have NA minus NB is equal to Q minus P. This implies n, if I take n common, I have n into A minus B is equal to Q minus P. This should be the relation between AB, QP and n. So the correct choice is n into, in the given choices, choice C is n into A minus B equals to P minus Q, but I have got Q minus P. Let me see if I have correctly solved the problem or not. But later it was discovered that by mistake value P was replaced with value Q. So Q is the incorrect observation and P is the correct observation. So from the incorrect sum, which is NA, I have to subtract. If I subtract the incorrect observation and add the correct observation, then I will get the correct sum of the observation. Minus Q plus P, yes, I think it is fine. So Na minus Q plus P should be the correct sum of observation. And then the mean is Na minus Q plus P divided by N, which is equal to B. As in the problem it is given, the correct mean is B. Then I have Na minus Q plus P equals to NB. If I take NB to the left hand side, I have Na minus NB is equal to Q minus P. Okay, I think this is this is the correct relation. In the choice C, this should be given as Q minus P, and then the correct choice would be C. So with this, it comes to an end in solving set 3 of 5 conceptual problems on arithmetic mean of ungrouped data. If this video is beneficial, if you find this video beneficial, then please like it, share it with your friends, and once again please support me by subscribing to my channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon so that you will be notified by my future videos. If you have any difficulty in understanding my solution, my explanation, my steps, any steps or any concept I am applying, then please feel free to let me know in the comment section. I will appreciate that and do my best to address your query and help you out. So I am ending the video here. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, take care and bye.